evening, Cubes of the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me just like every Thursday, we have Digger Jim over here. Jim, how you doing tonight, sir?
Down here, over here. I'm doing good. I'm ready to go. It's my Friday, and I'm excited. Woohoo!
Nice. And speaking of excitement, he always brings the energy and the excitement and the love of comics. We have Cliff joining us tonight. Cliff, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm fabulous now.
So guys, Jim hasn't watched X-Men 97, so Cliff and I are going to spoil it completely for him right now, and it's going to be a blast for us. Not so much Jim.
Yeah.
No. But we are
When
without our guest.
Gladiator murders Ronan the Accuser, that was like insane. It was amazing.
Right? Throg, who saw that guest appearance coming?
Nope, didn't see it. and Captain America shows up next week. I can't wait.
Yeah.
One of those things I said is true.
I didn't know Throg could swallow that much.
Well, it takes a lot of practice.
I know that something like the Shi'ar. This is the Shi'ar episode, right?
Yes.
I know the Shi'ar. I mean, somebody posted something, and I saw it for a second. Was like, oh well, whatever.
But it's also Life Death Part 2 for Storm.
You're not, yeah, which is really good. I kind of want to watch the backstory with that before the beginning of it. So I'm really enjoying that.
We're gonna say hi to our audience. So Marco is our guest tonight, but we have not seen Marco. He was sharing this out earlier, so hopefully he'll be joining us. But if not, we're just gonna play it by ear. We're still gonna have fun for an hour. We'll do something. We'll talk about something.
I got plenty of things that we can talk about. I whipped up the backup questions.
There you go. But let's say hi to our illustrious crowd first. First in, as always, we have James Las Cruces. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you. We have Cliff just popping in to say woo. We have Joe, Anachronic Comics. Good to see you, sir.
Joe.
We have 23 Munch. Good evening, buddy. Nice to see you. We have Paul, Psychedelic Comics. Good evening, sir. We have. Did I say hi to Brad already? Brad Wellbore. Nice to see you, Brad.
Wellbore.
Marcus Circumstances. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And Brother John Comics. Good evening, Brother John. Nice to see you, sir. Phil.
Who?
Good evening, sir. And Christina Payne. Good evening. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. And we'll keep going down here. We have Jay Margolis. I don't know why I fumbled that for a second. Jay Margolis, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. And we'll keep saying hi to people as they come in.
I already asked him if his last name is Margolis or Margalise, like the actress.
Right?
And he's like, I wish she was like the actress.
Because she's awesome.
Since we're waiting on Marco, and hopefully he'll show up. If not, we're going to have fun regardless. But this was a really strong week for comic books, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Marvel was fantastic. Spider-Woman was great. 2 titles from Tom King. Helen of Windhorn was fantastic. And Wonder Woman continues to be fantastic. And
look.
Wonder Woman's great.
And I got this Nightwing where he looks like he's being fluffed. Lay back like that.
But as much as I love that, I got the best Nightwing cover of the week.
Yes,
as soon as I find it.
You got the one that my store didn't even bother with. I don't know why.
Yeah, how dare they? I got the Dan Mora, which why is it not immediately next to me?
After they're going to show the Jim Lee one. The Jim Lee one was fire too.
Yeah, the Jim Lee one's fire, but the Dan Mora one is truly worthy of issue 300.
Right.
That is. Which
right.
freaking books. This is
terrible. You're such a mess, Cliff. What's going on with you?
I am. This is what happens.
When feeling like Romeo.
You're not getting anything on the regular, folks.
I also read Sam in Twitch, which I really enjoyed.
All right. Why I somehow only have like half of my new books. I've got Ultimate Black Panther.
You got Brother John saying check next to your bed.
They're not, though. That's not how I do this. I got Wonder Woman, of course.
I don't think I could read comics in bed. I'd be too afraid. I'd fall asleep and mess up the
crunch them. Yeah, I always have to read in my chair. Yeah, I can't read in bed.
I found them.
There you go. Ooh. All right, let's make you big.
That's a reprint, bro.
Let's see what you got.
I know, but it's foil. It's foil. I didn't buy this to read. I bought it to have foil goodness. I know that's crazy. I know that this is a really weird, esoteric portion of the collection, but you know, it's a freaking legendary comic, and they gave it to me in foil.
And all us '90s kids, we still have a hint of that foil love in us.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of us that were collecting, not kids, collecting in the '90s. I was
kids.
I was in my 20s.
I was just saying that ain't you, Gary. That they talked about that when that's like his Robin wiener. He's Robin leaning in.
Really, Jim?
Robin.
You're going to be the one to make those jokes?
I didn't say it. I'm just saying that's what they said yesterday on the other thing.
Okay, wait. Anachrotic Comics, Joseph. All comics cost too much. All right.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, it's hard. I don't even want to get into it. Don't anyone tell me, oh, it's too much because you bought the fall. No, it's horrible. And you know what's even worse? Yeah. After you spent $4 or $5 or $6 on a book, only to be like, this was trash. Why did I give you my money? And the only thing I can say, the only relief that I have at the end of the day is, at least I'm supporting my LCS, who I truly love. And then that's it. And then you look at all this stuff and be like, how can I get rid of some of these in a giveaway?
I think I might just share the link out and invite some people on, and we'll just turn it into a little chat session.
Oh my! Well, I was going to say, I got 15 questions to haunt people with.
Gary, I wanted to know if you, I wanted to know if you bought anything. Gary just recently went to Steel City Con last weekend, and we want to know if he bought anything, or was it just to go and visit?
It was mostly to go visit and have a fun day out with my kid. So I bought my kid stuff. I wasn't there to buy myself anything. I picked up some dollar books. If you brought him. But I was just mostly there to see Milt, see the princess, and hang out. Had a great day hanging out. I drove 9.5 hours that day to go down there, and it was for like the 4 or 5 hours we were there, it was totally worth it. We had such a good time. And there's our guest. But we had such a good time in Philly, in PA, and down, and we had like flood warnings all the way down. Never ran into any of it where we were driving, so that was nice. The sun was shining down there. We got there. Found Milt right away, then found the princess. Just had an absolutely great time. And when I tell you, it was like meeting up with like friends that you've known your whole life and just hanging out for the day. It was. I don't think any of us stopped talking for a minute.
Nice.
We just had the best time.
Right on.
And for those of you who say you don't hear the princess talk, she talks fine and she talks plenty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and smart as a whip, complete sweetheart to meet in person, and she was hilarious. She was like always watching my kid. And I know my kid. I'm like, oh, he won't get too far from me. His panic instinct will kick in. He'll come right back to dad. And I'm used to watching him with the peripheral, so I always know where he is.
Now there were a significant amount of toys at that con, didn't you think?
Yeah, well, I didn't. There was a lot of books, but my kids found some video game stuff which really interested him, which is what he went into. But let's get the show back on track though, because our guest is here. So the man of the hour, coming in fashionably late, we have Marco. How are you doing tonight, Marco?
I'm so sorry, man. I have been struggling with a technical issue for like 4 hours. And I totally lost track of time. I've been screaming and yelling, trying to figure out how to make my computer work. And then I just saw your message. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, let's start out like we usually do, though. Let everyone know who you are, what your channel is about. And then we'll start out with your first book, because we've already said hi to the chat. And we'll keep nodding off to them.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Marco from Swytch Comics. I typically have a bunch of comics here, but they're actually pulled down because they're ones I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, so I do every Tuesday. I have a stream where I show off the comics that I got for the week, and I do my FOC orders and stuff like that. So I do that Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then other than that, just kind of random stuff. I do a lot of Star Wars figure openings, and I just got a sweet new hot toy the other day I just did a video on. And other comic stuff and whatever.
Never heard of that character.
Yeah. His name is Darth Vadar, I think.
Right.
I just thought he looked cool, you know.
He looks overly emotional.
Yeah, he throws some temper tantrums every now and then, you know, but
bit of a ham.
It is what it is.
Excellent.
All right, so Marco. Let's sorry, I'm looking at Marcus in the chat. Don't worry.
No,
when I'm looking at people in the chat, I'll call you guys their names all the time.
Oh yeah.
I've already done it. I've already done it to Cliff a few times. Last time he was on, I was calling him people in the chat when he was in your seat. But let's start out with your book. So let's get into it. Let's see what you brought us to this evening.
All right. So yeah, actually, so I went back and looked. It's one of those things. It's crazy how time flies, because I didn't realize just how long it's been since I've been on your channel. And so I want to make sure I didn't pick anything, like any doubles or whatever. And I'm like, well, damn, like there's so many new books I have in that time period. I'm pretty good to go.
Well, I think after that show, it was like a month or so later, you had went on hiatus for a while.
Yeah, probably round about there. And then, you know, life just gets crazy and always stuff going on at all times. But
and be ready, because Cliff came prepared. He says he's got questions, so
I do.
Questions. Okay. Is this the 10-1-1 or the hot seat? Which one are we on?
It's a little bit of both, but
right?
none of the questions are hot or provocative. So you're fine.
All right.
They're not provocative yet.
Not
give
yet.
us time.
However, Gary, I would love to host an episode where you are in the hot seat.
Oh, we've done that before.
I'll turn the channel over to you for a night. You can ask whatever questions you want.
Questions? Did we ask him, you know, like how his first handy went? I mean, like these are the questions that I'm going to come with.
Cliff, if you want to do it in the hot seat with me, I will let you and Jim run the show for a night.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do it, because I'm going to ask the dirtiest questions. I'm just zero filter. I want.
I can handle it.
All right, Mark. So show us what you got before Cliff goes off the rails.
All right. I have a World Tree #1. This was the 1 per store second printing.
Oh wow!
And this is my first submission to CGC for a signing, and I got a sweet Momoko signature there.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with it overall.
And you gotta love when a signed book gets a 9.8, because there's no guarantee once it gets signed.
Especially, I mean, you know, this wasn't a cheap book because it can't, like, the timing was really tight. Usually, like, when something like this comes out, I try to like wait a little bit. But it was like it came out and then the Momoko submissions were due like a week and a half later or something. I'm like, well, shit, I better go ahead and grab it, because
that's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah, I like this cover a lot. I really enjoyed this first issue. Sadly, I still enjoy the series, but I don't think it's been anywhere as good as the first issue. Kind of one of those. But
hasn't really held the level, huh?
Yeah, the first one like blew me away, and I just haven't you know got back to that spot yet. But
it can be, Sleepy Reader. It can be.
So cool first book. Momoko signed is something nice.
Yeah, that's one that I figured would be pretty hard to actually.
Have you got to meet her before or no?
No, I haven't.
Was that a remark that I noticed on there? Just her signature.
Yeah, just the signature up in the top right. The rest is just
because when she does a cover like that and she puts so much detail in it, you know.
Yeah, this is by far one of her better covers.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Because the #1 also had this cover, but it had the trade dress, but it was like the 1 in 50 or something. And then this was the like thank you variant for the second printing or something like that.
Nice.
Wow.
Amazing.
All right. Good book. Good start.
All right. So up next, this is a recent one. So I've kind of started getting into getting sketch covers done. And so this is one that I really, really enjoyed. It's my newest one I got. This is done by Justin Mason. And this is some of you all might recognize her, some maybe not, because she is a bit obscure. This is Mattia. This is the Daredevil from the Spider-Punk universe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Justin Mason is the artist that's currently doing the interior art on Spider-Punk, and he did the last run as well.
That is a really good sketch too.
Yeah, I end up getting three comics. Yeah, 3 comics signed by him as well, because Mattia debuted in the last run of Spider-Punk. So you know he created the character, at least visually, and she was my favorite part of it. I really, really enjoyed her. And so when I was going up to that convention, and I was talking to my friend, and I brought a Spider-Man cover, and I was just going to get a Spider-Punk. That's, just kind of basic line of thought. And then I was like, man, I really, really like, that version of Daredevil. And we were talking about it, and I was like, damn, you know what? I should get Daredevil instead. So
now, is she a hero in that universe too still, or?
Yes. Yeah. But she's a scrapper. That's why she's covered in blood. So I could see why you might think she's villainous, but no, she's just a scrapper. And this, if you've read the Spider-Punk universe, any of it, it's a pretty grimy world with a lot of, the heroes aren't necessarily super pretty. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Everyone, they're just kind of, out there fighting and getting what needs to be done and fighting the man and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, a little bit of a grunge world, huh?
Yeah. And he was super cool to meet and talk to, and had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, I'm actually going to C2E2 next week. Well, I guess not this current weekend, but the next weekend. And there's quite a few that I'd like to get done. It's kind of hard to figure out like pricing and stuff like that. So until I actually get, and some people just don't do them. Like I wanted to get one from Frizen, and she won't do them. She won't even do a remark.
Wow.
Yeah. But she does do 5 free signatures. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
she's coming to Heroes Con, and she's on my list. I'm going to get at least 1 signature.
Yeah, you can get 5 free, and then it's $5 after that. I got 30 something books signed or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. I don't need 5. I just need a couple. I'm good.
Yeah. That's nice though, because at least she's a new artist, and a lot of those new artists are charging a lot of money. Well, not a new artist, but like one of the ones that's currently working. And
yeah,
it's nice that she does 5 free ones. That's a real nice thank you to her fans.
Oh yeah.
And it may be that the commissions only go through her agent, and she could have a commission freeze going, because that happens.
Some people just don't like to do work at a convention setting, and they get it's weird to think about, because we see these artists and they're like, we think they're incredible, and they're anything they could shit on a napkin and we'd love to buy it, but they still get self-conscious about their work, and they get nervous, and some people don't like to draw in front of a bunch of people that be around and stuff like that. So
right.
Some people,
among them aren't fat. A million other things that happen to them,
Right. I mean,
like
some of
when
them
I
aren't
met
fat.
When I met Peach Momoko, she was hiding under a table at New York Comic Con because the crowd got out of control.
Wait, so were you under the table too?
No, I'm just very big, and I could.
What are you doing under here?
Right, and there's a woman. I'm 6'3". There's like a 5'6" woman blocking me and Sam from getting any closer because we don't understand what's going on. And then I just do one of these, and I'm like, but I see her under the table.
Oh,
she's freaking out, man.
And of course, everyone, and I guess it's for the best to be about privacy. Everyone's so much about privacy. The woman won't tell me what has happened. just will tell us to go away.
Wow.
So you started everything, Cliff. I see. Okay. You made Peach.
No, it
Moto
wasn't me,
Noto.
but I know the a-hole who started it. And if I ever see him at a convention again, I'm gonna beat him. I may beat him just to spare everybody right from the beginning. Get thrown out. And I'll be like, get the exclusives that I wanted. I'm doing this for the rest of you.
When I go to jail. All right, let's see the next one.
All right, the next one is a big one. It's my big one. It's my journey.
Oh wow.
Nice.
It is the big one. And you got the
This
Thor label up there too. That's
Yeah,
good.
I got the Thor label, and let's see if you can read that.
White
White
pages?
page. How does it white pages?
I didn't know that was possible to get a 1/8 with white pages, but
Yeah,
It
you
is,
kind of got to
because
question
the
that.
book could be all sorts of torn up, but still have white pages.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but
This is where CGC drives me a little nuts.
Like I've got
Right,
8.5 white pages.
I think
7.5.
anything that's 7 or below can't have white pages. You know, it's got to be a little.
It can.
It's that I just feel that's what I feel like. You know, I'm like, how can that be white pages? I don't know. I think you got lucky there, Marco.
maybe
either way,
you know,
it's a beautiful cover. It presents well for 1/8.
I think
it's great.
A 1/8 with white pages is like a 1/8 prestige.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely got some
Absolutely.
big chunks out of it, but I mean, overall, I mean, I'm happy with the color.
Right,
When
that
getting big
presents
books
well.
like this. Oh yeah, when getting big books like this, you know you're gonna get in a low grade. Really, I mean, I just want it. I want the color to be pretty. It's nice if you get like where just like the edge of the spine's messed up, but the rest of it's pretty good. That's always
Now,
really
is
nice.
Thor one of your favorite characters, Marco?
I'd say probably top or number 2. My big one that I'd really love to get one day would be Tails 39, First Iron Man. This one just happened to appear at my shop, so I got an opportunity to get it that I wasn't expecting, but made it work out.
The owner's still unconscious behind the counter.
No, and I had to. It was like the first time I was really ever, and really only time I was really ever selling comics and anything, because I was just moving stuff. I don't like to sell stuff. I don't like to get rid of it. Sometimes I think about it. I'm sure all of us do, where we're like, maybe I could sell this, make a little bit more money.
The attachment's real though.
Yeah, and it's like you look at yourself. What could I get rid of? Nothing. I don't know. You know, like I don't want to. Some of us are like that. Some of us not. I know, but yeah, for me, I've thought about it several times, and I'm like, I can't get rid of anything.
That must have been a great feeling though, once you had that one, and were able to go home with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something at all I thought would happen anytime in the near future, and it happened, pretty early on in my comic collecting, really.
Nice.
But yeah, that's and the back's pretty good looking too, actually.
And that's funny, right? You have all these books you don't think you'll ever own, and then years later you have like a box of books that you didn't think you'd ever own, but you have them.
Right.
It's just weird, and sometimes that just happens because of this community too, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen, and sometimes things work out, and sometimes things don't.
Well, congratulations on that book, man. That's a monster.
Yeah, that's my big boy.
It's amazing.
And then up next, I'm trying to make sure I got these in a good.
That was a hell of a third book. I don't know what's up next.
Right.
Well, there's some other cool stuff in there. I mean, that's my big one. It's not my favorite book, because I have something in here that means more to me, but we'll get to that later. So I want to I have a few more sketches in here, because like I said, that's kind of been my main focus
Right
here.
Nice.
Not saying I have a lot, because they're expensive, but that's kind of where I'm more so putting my money now and trying to like save up for stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to C2E2. My big 2 that I'm kind of hoping to get either or is Pablo Villalobos or Art Adams.
Ooh,
That's one
yeah,
we
Kid Hard
try to
Adams,
do.
yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. Again, it'll kind of just depend. If I go there and he's like, $1,000, that's not gonna happen. But
Yeah.
or if he, maybe he just won't do one. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at some different people and well, I'll figure out when I get there. But this one is from Stuart Sager.
Oh, I love Stuart.
Yeah, he is a talker. If you know him, he is a talker. Yeah, this
cool.
one, if you can't read it because he covered it up, but this is from the Tinian Dracula run.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like, a 4-parter or something.
But that's amazing.
Yeah,
He's great.
He did. He
Dude,
did a killer
all
job
his
on
work
this.
is like chalk, watercolors, white paint. Like, he's amazing, the stuff he does.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's better than any of the actual Dracula covers I saw on the shelves. And some of those are really good.
Yeah, I was about to say. There's some really good covers.
I wasn't banging on them. There were some great covers, but that one's exceptional. I love the.
Yeah,
I think because I love the black and white of it too.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say without any sort of bias, because this is mine and I own it. I feel like this is the best Stuart Sager piece I've ever seen. Again, maybe that's just me.
You're right.
Maybe
You are biased
touching
because you own it. Because I feel I own the best Stuart Sager piece I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll see about that. we can have a vote.
They have a little Instagram war.
It's in storage. I'm like, let's do it.
All right. You'll have to get a picture of it or bring it out someday.
That is the fire Dracula.
That Dracula.
I was gonna say, Dope just arrived.
It may be better than my Power Girl. That's for sure.
Make sure Dope gets a good look at that Dracula, guys. He's a big fan.
Yeah, as soon as you show horror, it's like, oh my lord, there it is.
And he looks appropriately ferocious on that cover too.
Yeah, we talked a little while about. I didn't exactly know what I wanted, and a lot of sketch covers I don't really know. I'm just kind of like, here's a character, do what you do with it. But this one, I kind of had like a vibe that I wanted, and I wanted a cloud of mystery. I knew I wanted to be black and white and real dramatic, and he was picking up on my vibes and gave me that's more than I could have asked for.
Dracula. Wow, great book.
So yeah, that one super sweet. Hoping to keep adding more, which, like I said, I do have a few more in here as well, or at least a couple. I think a couple more. All right, so on to the next one. This is my only Stan Lee signature, but it's a pretty dang cool one. Oh,
nice. Yeah, and a good book.
Oh, yeah. So I was actually working on completing. I wanted like the Defenders, like at least the Netflix Defenders, with Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all that. And this was the last one that I needed, and so I was kind of looking around, and at the time I was like, I mean, it's not that much more what I paid to get it with this Stan Lee signature versus just another copy of it. I was like,
right.
Might as well get me a Stan Lee signature, and I didn't have one. So
I feel like people. I enjoyed the Defenders series.
Oh yeah. I mean, other than I watched Iron Fist,
and it may be wrong for me to say, but when Misty Knight got her arm cut off, I was like, yes, because I knew the bionic arm was coming.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then I felt bad for cheering her arm getting cut off.
No, it's critical to the show.
Iron Fist was the weakest part for sure. Well, actually, I didn't enjoy Luke Cage.
Iron Fist was trash. You can call it trash.
I kind of almost dislike Luke Cage season 2 more.
There's
parts of it I like.
It was not crazy about season 2 as much as I was. I actually enjoyed Iron Fist season 2 way more.
I thought it was a significant improvement, yeah.
And I really like the Misty Knight and Colleen Wing characters too. And the problem with that was just script issue. I thought they kept focusing on the wrong things on that show.
They did get one team up episode of the ladies. That was cool.
Well, see what I wanted from that series, what I was waiting for before they canceled all of it, with all the stuff that happened with Disney and Marvel and all that. I wanted a it wanted a Nightwing investigation spinoff or Daughters of the Dragon spinoff with Colleen Wing and Misty Knight.
No,
Yeah, that
we
would've
got
been-
one
that would've been really
episode
cool.
called Daughters
Right.
of the Dragon.
We got one
That was it.
episode.
But that cliffhanger with Colleen Wing was fantastic.
Yeah,
And I like Jessica
Yeah.
Henwick.
they
So
might bring her
I'm-
back.
if you put her in stuff, I'll watch it. I'm simple.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that for sure. I
Hey.
think Daredevil's like perfect. You know, for the most
Local
part.
guy here
I
from
think
Rochester. Sorry.
no, you're good. I think
Yeah,
season
Daredevil was
two
was
with
was the pivotal part.
Yeah. I mean, I think season 3 was like, I don't know what I would change about it. Like, I loved it.
Yeah,
There are issues throughout, but like overall, really, really solid. Punisher was cool. Actually, I know this one's the more controversial one, I think, but I loved all of Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed.
Same
that
here.
series.
Who's your favorite Punisher actor? Because we've had quite a few of them now.
I love Bernthal. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't watched the other ones in so long. I can't quite remember. But I love
You've seen the Dolph Lundgren one though, right?
I can't stand Lundgren.
yeah.
What? That Punisher gets too much hate.
I don't like anything.
Travolta's the best.
I don't like anything Lundgren's in.
And plus, you had
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. Plus,
like
you had
him.
the guy that just passed away. That was on The Mandalorian. He was on Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah.
He played a Punisher in the Lexi directed Punisher.
Right.
I'm not familiar.
There's been a
with
lot of them, but they know
that one was brutal. Like he was like straight shooting off guys' heads and stuff, and Jigsaw was in it. And
I'll
yeah.
have to check that out. Yeah, Purple Man was great.
Yeah.
He might
Good to see you, Rafi.
that might be one of the absolute best villain interpretations ever, like cinematically, you know. But
I know it's like so weird to see Doctor Who being so evil.
well, that's the thing though. Like,
yeah, but he did really well.
when you have a character that, because he needs to be charming, he can't just be unlikable. He has to still be charming, and so you need someone that can pull that off. And yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's whatever number that is, 4 or 5, I think.
Oh, Ray Stevenson, that was his name.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was
cool.
maybe if I'd seen it, I just didn't realize it was him. I'm not sure.
That was number 4, by the way.
No, that was
that
number
was-
5.
that was-
By the way,
What was
Was
number
it?
4 then?
Dracula.
Oh,
Dracula,
crap!
That's
I
right.
missed
That's
one.
right. That's right.
We're gonna
You missed
teach
it, you
Cliff
were
to
gone?
count after the show, guys. Don't you worry about it.
No.
Look, I got involved in the conversation. I'm sorry.
Making me question myself over here.
No, number
All
6, Marco. As we pick on poor Cliff over there.
All right, I got another sketch cover.
150.
So this one is a series I hopped on immediately, fell in love with. I know I'm not trying to say like I'm accidentally sound like a hipster, and it's not how I meant to come across. I know it's like more popular now, but this one caught me immediately. So it's Geiger.
Oh, Geiger. Oh,
So this is a sketch cover from my very good friend V. And I told them, do whatever you want with it. And so they chose to do Barney with the 2 kids from the first run.
Oh, that's really detailed too, like full color and everything for a sketch cover.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
my friend does some incredible work. But yeah, so like I said, I think everybody's on Geiger now.
Never read an
And-
issue.
You still haven't?
I can only afford to be
That's pretty
involved in
good.
so many universes, and I don't want to read something
That's-
new and get hooked, and then I can't afford to have it. I can only afford so many comics.
Gary, I'm going to tell you
That's
what I
fair.
tell everyone else. All right? Read the new thing and then look at the garbage that you're collecting because you're sentimental to the characters and tell yourself it's time to go. Like
Nope.
me and Amazing Spider-Man and me and the Titans.
I
I'm like,
am
it's time to
loving
go.
my books right now, like legit loving my books.
I'm glad someone's loving their books.
Conan's written great.
Conan is great.
Captain Marvel's written well. I'm loving the new Spider-Woman. Alyssa Wong's doing great. So I don't have any Wonder Woman's great by Tom King.
Wonder Woman is amazing.
I wouldn't replace any of those books.
I would in a heartbeat, but not Wonder Woman. And
yes, I do need all the Conan variants, Wilbur. Brad, I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever want to tell somebody not to get something because, like I have, for anybody who doesn't know, I work at a comic shop. And like I had a customer come to me before, and he started shopping around and he enjoyed the vibe. And then once he got to know us better and whatever, he opened up and he's like, yeah, I was going at this other shop and I didn't like it because he doesn't read a ton of books, but he's a big collector or variant collector. He like if he sees a cover, he wants to buy it, and they like shamed him for that, and
wow,
and made him feel bad, And I get it, you should read your books and all that, but you don't have to. I don't know. If somebody wants to buy some books just because they look cool, that's fine.
Marco, I get shamed all the time for liking Captain Marvel, and I don't care. I've always loved the character. I'm going to always love the character. People just have to get over it.
Yep.
listen,
but you're trying to get business. You should never shame a customer if you're trying to get business.
Some of these owners, I'm like, who are you?
Right.
You know who they are? They're Jack Black from High Fidelity. That movie. If you ever seen that, go watch that. Some of them were like that, and they're just bad. But yeah, that's reading.
Oh, it's funny though. You say it because Well, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
I've quit comics a few times because of bad store owners. Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with the people there anymore. I'm like, you guys should be like talking to people when they come in the door. You should be sociable. You shouldn't treat everybody that walks in the door like they're going to steal something from you. Just, if I need help, I'll ask you. Don't ask me 15 times if I need help with what I'm looking at. I'll let you know.
Yeah. No, I definitely, I want the shop to be a fun environment. I want people to come back in, And so it's like, it's really cool to work at a place and have that mindset of like, I genuinely get a joy from helping you find something that makes you happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and that's cool for me. I get to be helpful to you, and that's good for business.
And there's so much out there right now that there's something for everybody to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
No matter what you like to read, no matter what tickles your fancy, there's a book out there for you.
I got to throw a hot take out real quick.
Sure.
Because it's been frustrating me lately. Everyone wants to hate on mainly Marvel movies, but it's also extending because like they already hate James Gunn's DC movies that don't exist yet.
Right. Well, just like they hated on X-Men, and that's fantastic.
Yeah. But like
it is exceptional.
Yes.
It's just cool to hate Marvel movies and superhero movies. And like it's such just everyone just drives to this gotta be uniform and fit in with the popular opinion because the Marvels,
which I loved,
I think was a fun movie.
And I thought it was even better than the first Captain Marvel, which did over $1 billion.
Oh, for sure. It was definitely better than that. Are there some issues? Are there, sure, that's a movie. Lots of movies have issues.
Well, every movie has it. You could pick something apart about any movie.
Yeah, I know. Okay, wait. I just need to keep it real because I love the Marvels. I bought the Marvels. I own 2 versions of the Marvels because I'm a psycho. With all that and all my love for it, the freaking cats. I cannot get over the cats. And then they have the nerve to play memories from the musical Cats with the cat scene. I was like, why? Why did we go here?
Excuse me, Cliff. They were flirkins.
No, they're a bunch of cats. Okay, if I wanted a movie with that much pussy, I would go watch some porn. I
thought it was a clever way to get everybody out. I thought it was cool.
It was clever, but it was super annoying. And I was also just a little bit mad at it because there was we just ended Secret Invasion and now we're up on the freaking space station, and there's no mention of his wife, nothing. And then what happens with the Skrulls in this movie? And I'm like, really? Again, we just ended Secret Invasion.
That's not the Marvel's fault. That's Secret Invasion.
No, I know, no.
That was supposed to come out afterward, and I just think Marvel messed up their releasing.
No, they're just terrible. Now,
yes.
All of that said, if they play their cards right and strategically and actually sit down and put some thought into it, I think this brand of Skrulls coming to Earth and finding refuge in New Asgard, only to discover what has recently happened to the other Skrulls on Earth, would line up for a great freaking movie later on.
And I just don't know how you had a Skrull show with no Jessica Drew, who was such a big character in that.
Don't even get me started. I told Bendis to his face that he failed Jessica Drew, failed her, because she is a super spy. And the best thing he could have done is when she cornered Tony in Secret Invasion and has that conversation with him, like, you're the one who's the Skrull. Remember that conversation takes place, right? And I was waiting for her to reveal herself to be Jessica, pretending to be the Skrull princess, and be like, oh no, Tony, you're not a Skrull. You're really just an a-hole. Oh, what are we going to do now? Because I thought that would have been amazing. But no, not amazing. Anyhow, I'm sorry. Just know that if I write your women ever, Gary, if I get the chance, they're going to be spectacular. They're going to put the Marvel in the word marvelous, because them bitches are going to get work done. I'm worked up. I'm sorry, Marco.
And I'm tired of them mistreating Jessica Drew. She is to me, she's been around since the 70s. Do something with this character.
Yes.
Marco, what's your next book?
All right, well, I got to finish my tirade that was spun into a different tirade. Okay, so my point is everyone hates superhero movies now. Okay, that's the popular thing to do now. But then why was the most popular movie recently this new Godzilla that is just Godzilla Marvelified? You're going to tell me you watch Godzilla and Kong running like this, goofy as shit, and you don't see how that was all pulled from the I think it's like a gross caricature of what a Marvel movie is. That's not a Godzilla movie. The -1, that was a Godzilla movie.
Well,
that was a monster movie.
They're like two different things now. Let's be for real. -1 is cinema. Godzilla, look, bro, I'm a professional with this. I'm telling you.
All right,
-1 is cinema. All right. Godzilla Kong, that's a movie. There's a difference between cinema and a movie.
It's so far from like the monsters. What was the second movie called? King of the Monsters? Is that what it's called? I think.
Yeah.
It's so far from that now. And even the first
Godzilla. Definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah.
You can't, I don't know. I don't think you can look at what it is now and be like, this is, they took Marvel to the goofiest concept and that inspired and pushed the direction of where they are right now. There's superhero versions of Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah, I don't think that Godzilla in that version is a monster. You know, like it's like they chopped it up. They even said it. You know, he's the protector of Earth. Kong's the protector of humans. You know, it was even in the verbiage. But I think what everyone loved about -1 was they took him back to his roots. He ate people, for God's sake. He went in there and just like chomped down on it. That's Godzilla. If you go back to the original, that's why -1, and also -1 touched on people. They didn't focus just on him. It was the story in its whole, man. It was phenomenal. But I can't wait for it to come on DVD.
There you go.
Yes. My point being, I didn't get to watch the black and white version, because it was only for 1 week. And of course, that landed on the week I had to have an eye surgery and I couldn't go to the movies. So, but anyway, my point being is that do we want this or not? Because I don't think they're that different. And I will fight 1 billion times over that the Marvels is way better than this new one or the last Godzilla versus Kong movie.
I think they're pretty much, you're right in what they're saying, that they're all like in the same venue. I don't think that there's any argument that you're right there. I don't know if I'd say they're like, it's 10 times better. I enjoyed the Marvels. I didn't have a problem with it.
I'm not saying I love the Marvels either. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I just think what you're getting at is there's tons of people just bashing to bash now, and they're not really putting any. I mean, let's be clear. This is what movies are. If you go to a movie, what do you expect to get from it? That's what you have to ask yourself. It's like,
well,
I'm gonna give you another example.
I was going to come to is I feel like when it comes to Godzilla X Kong, everyone literally knew what they were getting going into that movie, and I feel like that was to its benefit. I feel like Marvel being so wildly inconsistent and people going in and getting horribly disappointed because they were like, oh, well, maybe it was just a one-off with Love and Thunder. Maybe they'll get it back together. And then they're like, oh, this movie's almost good, but all this other stuff bothers me. Mind you, I loved Quantumania, and I was like looking around at everybody like, what? And it was so funny because I'm sitting there and watching with my friend. My friend and I both enjoyed Quantumania. The Council of Kangs is raging on the screen above us. There's two dudes sitting next to me, and they're friends. And the one dude is like, oh my God, the Council of Kangs. And the friend sitting right next to him is like, the Council of Ass. What is this garbage? Like, clearly, friend hated the film. Friend A loved the film. And then as we're walking out towards the parking lot, friend A is talking to me because we're like the two who are super into it. And like my friend who was with me, she doesn't know what the Council of Kangs is, but she loved the acting in the movie. But like me and this dude were going at it while his friend was like, I don't know what movie you guys are watching. The movie I watched totally sucked.
Yeah.
See, and that's how I felt about Thor: Love and Thunder. Like I'm like, no, because I know everybody loved the Thor before that, but I thought it made him too broy and too jokey. And I want Thor to always feel like a threat. When Thor shows up, he should feel like a god, and he should feel like, oh shit, we're all in trouble if he decides that he's just going to go off and wreck hell.
Yeah.
Like in Infinity War.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say.
When he shows up in when he arrives in Wakanda in Infinity War, it is amazing. Everyone's face lights up. The tide of the battle starts shifting because Thor is there. It's such a wow moment. That when they lose, it hurts that much more.
Yeah.
I think they need, and I like that Hemsworth wants to continue on with Thor and that he wants to go back to it being serious, because you got to get away. You got to stop. They went in this bad trend where everything's got to be filled with puns. You don't need puns. You don't have to be super dark, but everything doesn't have to be a joke every 3 minutes either.
Yeah.
There's a balance you can have, and they've had trouble with balance.
I think they just overdid it a bit on Love and Thunder. I think they kind of heard like, oh, people like the improv parts on Ragnarok, and they're like, let's do more of that, and then it became a bit too much in that direction.
And make Hulk angry again.
Oh God, yeah, that would be great.
But listen, now that Paramount has released their clutch hold on Hulk, maybe we have some hope for the future. But in the meantime, I feel terrible. Okay. Marcos, what is your seventh book?
Yeah, number 7, Marco. And we're going to get Cliff a shirt that says, I've been triggered.
You should, because everything triggers me. Everything triggers me. I hated the Marvels. I'm triggered. Amanda Waller. I'm triggered. No one cares about the Shroud. I'm triggered. I'm full of triggers.
Who's that?
Really, Jim? We're going to have a talk afterwards in the back room, sir.
Oh, man. All right. So my next one, I definitely probably should have ordered this better, but I was in a panic to get here because I didn't realize what time it was. So we have Deadpool issue number 1.
Copper tone.
This is a John Tyler Christopher cover. An homage to the Copper Tone, and an absolutely lovely read by Kelly Thompson. I know she's also she's not doing the current Captain Marvel. She did the last one, right?
What? Who? Kelly Thompson?
Kelly Thompson.
Yeah,
she did the last one, right?
issue one. Alyssa Wong's writing the new one.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
But issue 1 was fantastic.
I don't know if anyone has read this because it's only 10 issues. I love this run, and I was so upset. I thought it was like a weird spot. I don't know if it got canceled or what, because like it didn't make sense. It just randomly ended in the King in Black event. It didn't feel like an ending. It just felt like
that would
another
frustrate me. If I read those issues and then that happened, I would be pissed.
And yeah, it was even like, it wasn't like this event like made it weird either. It worked and they fit it in, and it was a good issue. I enjoyed that issue. I was excited for the next one. And you know how sometimes it like takes a little bit longer
for
like the next issue.
Her Black Widow series too, which was good.
I think she kind of notoriously has a bunch of runs that get cut off, except for probably Captain Marvel was like the longest running one that I can think of.
Huh.
But like they also did that with her West Coast Avengers run, I believe was also cut short.
Maybe it's just ran out of story.
And she's one of my favorite writers. I really enjoy what she does.
Well, they kind of went after her too when she was on that West Coast Avengers. Remember, because she had the Mockingbird in the shirt that says, you know, tell me about my feminist agenda, and like that became a whole thing.
See, I wasn't in comics back then.
You're lucky.
I'm
lucky. Actually,
I'm a relatively new
worse
baby
now, so I don't know how lucky you are.
Yeah. So I got some catch up on some lore. You
and
know,
those covers are expensive to get, the copper tone ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a hard. It took me a long time to track this one down, actually. But yeah, this is a book that I really really love, and I love Elsa and I love Jeff the Land Shark. I'm kind of whatever on Deadpool himself. Actually, he's very much a character. It depends on who's writing it. This current run, which I think is only one issue, was fine. But man, I think about this run all the time, and when was this? 2020. I still get mad. I'm like, why did they not continue this run? And then like, you know, because Deadpool and Elsa hook up, and like Jeff is there, and none of that stuff carried over to the next run. They just completely abandoned all of it. And yeah, I don't know. It's the one that keeps me up at night.
You know, I felt that way about the Domino run that Gail Simone did. Now, I hated her Red Sonja, but her Domino run I thought was incredible. And when that ended after 10 issues, I was like, no. And then it went into the team book, but that only lasted a couple issues too. But yeah, it's weird what Marvel does with some of their series like that, where they'll just cut them. That's why I'm happy to collect certain things and character, and I'm like, oh, they have a good writer on it, they have a good artist, but I can't trust them to keep a series going.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm also. I don't know if you might share this opinion with me, Gary. I know you're a big Black Cat fan. I'm very happy that Jed MacKay is doing well. Obviously, he's getting a lot more respect within Marvel and is on Avengers and has an event coming up and all this stuff. But it does pain me to know that there's going to be a Black Cat coming out soon that's not by Jed MacKay.
Well, the one that's out now, the Jackpot and Black Cat, and I can't think of the person who's writing it. It's in the spirit of Jed MacKay, and it read the same. So they're keeping what he's established, because he did a lot of development for that character. Through those two series he did, the character development was great. I love the team he put around her. I love how he gave her a voice, how we got to see her gray areas. We also got to see where her morals won't be bent as well. So we got to see a lot of great stuff, and they're keeping that going. The writer on it now, I was worried about the first issue, the Jackpot and Black Cat. Thought it was really solid.
Gotcha. Yeah, I still think I haven't read that one because I was like, man, I don't want to read it.
I don't think you'll be disappointed, because I thought it felt very much in the voice of Jed MacKay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to. There's so many things I'm behind on, but I'll have to go back and read it at some point. I think that is where he really excels. Oh my goodness. I think he does exceptionally well with these like kind of gray area characters. Wow, that's a great one. But like with Black Cat, with Taskmaster and Moon Knight, these characters that have these either turmoils or, you know, maybe they're not fully, you know, a just person, we'll say, Yeah, he kills it. But
well,
anyway,
he's what makes him a good writer is he takes the time to understand the character before he writes the character, which they'll put some people on, and not to throw shade at any one writer, but one of the writers that always falls flat for me, so much so that I stopped reading their stuff, was Teenie Howard. I can't stand, she just doesn't seem to understand the characters a lot of the times. And I get that she may have had some good runs that I didn't read, but a couple that I read, I didn't really care for.
Yeah. No, I get that. And there is a thing of like some writers definitely work better with certain characters, and so you might read something that they're not as good with, and you're like, I've heard good things about this person. So it can be kind of tricky.
Cliff is like that with Brian Michael Bendis, I hear.
Yeah.
I tell him to his face.
I just wanted to trigger you again real quick.
You found the right trigger. I tell him to his face.
You'd been quiet for a little bit.
Right, I had to draw him back out.
To make
I
sure
told him he failed Spider-Woman. I told him he failed Ms. Marvel.
I want to see
Gary's looking around. Where's my stick?
Yeah, on Cliff's channel, I just want to see a love letter to Brian Michael Bendis from Cliff, New York. Cliffy NY.
My love letter will begin in how dare you out a closeted character with a mind reader. You disrespected 2 X-Men in one bold shot, brother. Let's start here. Then I'll do a deep dive into his alleged love of Jessica Drew, only to bring her to mediocrity. Then I'll take it to Carol Danvers and remind him that he still only understands mediocrity. He saved all his good stuff for his original character, and I really enjoy her. And then he seemed to lose all of his talent after that.
Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones. Also, can you beat a dead horse any harder? Every time you get a book, what do you do with the main character? Their identity is exposed to the world. You're basic. I'm sorry your son passed away of cancer. You're basic. That's my love letter. That's my love letter.
Successfully accomplished.
You fully triggered me. Jim, clip that for the reel.
I should.
Marco, number 8, sir.
All right, Cliff, rest up. Okay, we'll get back to you in a little while.
Take a few breaths.
So this is a pairing piece to go with. That's my last sketch cover to show you all, and this is again from my friend V. And again, my 2 loves for this run are Elsa and Jeff. Absolutely love these characters, and this is a really hard blank cover to find because it's the King Deadpool run. It's the one with the little crown. There's at least one other that's easier to find that looks the same except for minus the crown. And but yeah, this one is the run that I like I said, really enjoyed. So wanted to make sure that I got it done on this one. But yeah, I want to eventually get because I'm a huge Jeff the Landshark guy. I want to get like kind of all of his people that he interacts with, Kate Bishop and Gwenpool and all that. I want to get covers.
Did you get his
of them
one
all,
shot too? It's Jeff.
Yes, I have all of the covers on those. Love me some Jeff. But yeah, on this one, okay, no. Sometimes some of them had a little thing. Maybe the Geiger one had a little thing on the back. Yeah, just a little tiny little extra sketch of just Barney.
Oh, cool.
I forgot to show that one. Not on the Deadpool though. Just every now and then they'll do a little extra something on the back. But yeah, that's what number is this?
That's number 8.
8. I think
I'm keeping track. Cliff is too triggered to keep track right now.
No, number 8, Deadpool, Elsa and Jeff, a sketch cover on Deadpool King, Deadpool blank. I got it.
It sounded a little angry.
Amanda Waller me again.
He still sounds angry.
He's on it.
Don't ever say I don't have it. Hold on, I think I misplaced a couple books because I'm only have 2 more left, and that's not enough.
That's okay. Well, you look
right,
right over here.
We'll do a because you got your spec pick and you got your story.
What was that now?
Yeah, you got 9, 10, storybook, and a spec pick.
Yeah.
Storybook and a spec. Oh, the one and the one. Okay.
Yes.
The one and the one.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
did
the
I
one and
get
the one.
cheated?
Okay. No, we got I just put it in the wrong pile.
Okay.
So I got 2 more sketch covers. These are also by my friend V. This one is this one has a little thing on the back. This is Edge of Spider-Verse #1 with this one was really cool. So again, a lot of times when I get a cover done, I'm like, I want this character, and that's as detailed as I get into it. So like their interpretation to have her just absolutely destroyed from battle, and I love like the skyline and everything in the back. This was really cool, and I want to get more in
Who
this
is that? Is that
style.
Spider-Gwen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can tell with her little ballerina boots. But yeah, I want to get kind of more, because I don't know. I don't think you think about your heroes in this kind of light, in like just the absolute lowest, not saying she's necessarily defeated, but like maybe she just got absolutely walloped and she's getting ready to swing back into battle.
She's a
But this
member
is
of the
just like,
Spider family. Okay. If Al Milgrom and Buscema and John Romita Sr. were alive today during covers, all the Spider family would be getting their ass handed to him left and right. Because you look back at the Spidey covers, Spidey is getting his ass beat 80 times
he's
out
never
of 90.
winning. Yeah, he's never winning.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Now, Spider-Man Triumphant, where he's strong, standing over the Green Goblin on the floor, amazing cover. There's also a Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man where he's beating the hell out of somebody. But I'm talking too much. There's a beautiful sketch cover of Battle Damage Gwen.
Yeah, so I want to get more done like these in this kind of black and white, super dramatic, just like beat the hell out of, but just haven't got around to it yet. So,
well, the question is, how come you don't have a Jessica Drew one yet? Because we all know she's the best Spider Woman. No, I'm triggered.
Yeah, she's such a good Spider Woman. Why was she so trashy to Dazzler in the Dazzler series?
I love that issue. That's what they just didn't connect. But
Yet, as Jessica Drew, she still sent her a letter telling her, Spider-Woman and I have tried to follow the leads, but we've come up dry. If you know anything else, send it to me and we'll continue our search.
And I got like 6 or 7 copies of that issue. I love it.
We'll talk.
And then like I said, has a little bonus sketch on the back.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that's her. So she's fallen, then she hits the ground, and she's like, okay, now I got to get back up and fight again.
And they did work together again, Cliff, in that one X-Men issue.
Yeah, where they were cool and it was written by a cooler writer. I'm sorry. I'm on that train now.
Marco had no idea what he was coming into tonight.
I'm so sorry, Marco. I really am.
Marco,
fine, man.
number 10, buddy.
This is my payment for being late, I think. Maybe if I was on time, things would have ran smoother. All right, so number 9, again, another sketch cover. I meant to space these out better, but I misplaced it. So
no, this is gonna be number 10.
Cover, or number whatever. 10. That's what I said.
Right?
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah, so here's my Beta Ray Bill, again done by my friend V. And I love just like this perspective of like like him like standing over you with his hammer, and you're just like, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm a bad guy that like, oh no, I just messed up. Like
whenever I feel very empowered whenever there's a man standing over me with his hammer. But like,
including Beta Ray Bill, yeah.
Including Beta Ray Bill, he's part horse. Let's find out.
Good enough for Ciff.
Well, until he wasn't.
Right.
But
Tim, did I kill you? Are you okay?
Yeah. I didn't notice.
You didn't notice that his body went off screen? Oh my God.
I think he's uncontrollably laughing up there. I think you got him. Now, again, they keep hinting at Beta Ray Bill and not giving them to us in the movies.
Yeah. not fully expecting him in Guardians 3, but
Damn it.
when he didn't show up, I'm like, I don't know, maybe we'll never get him.
Right,
Doing all right, Jim?
Walrus, check out Jim.
No, I was trying to control my laughing, but keep going. I'm trying to be professional. Clip's down here making me laugh. It's a great beta reel, Bill. I feel like the way she drew it, like you're on the ground. He's got his foot on your chest, and he's like, I don't know if I should hammer you or not, but
Oh, he's gonna hammer me all right in that position.
right. Very well done. Now, is she local?
No, my friend. Well, I'm in Kentucky. My friend's in Texas.
And you said her name
That's
is
not
V?
local.
Or like
Yeah, V.
V, like VEE or Vivian?
Well, okay. Vesper, but
Does she have an Instagram that we can
know because I may need to call for a commission.
Right,
Right.
give an
On
Instagram that we can
Instagram or-
promote, Marco?
Yes. Let me grab it real quick. And I'll throw it in the chat.
I don't even have my phone, so there you go.
While you're looking for that,
I
I'll
do
tell
have-
the chat how you grab a good hammer from an Asgardian. And
Oh shit!
first you cook them a nice meal. It always starts with that.
Some mutton with them. Mutton's nice and lean. Mutton and mead.
Why would you think I'm serving an Asgardian mutton?
Huh? Because they're old school. They like the.
I know they're old school, but I'm gonna go old school but classy. I'm gonna do a chuck roast.
Did that go through? I didn't even think to ask if you permit links and stuff in your chat.
Oh,
I don't see a link.
I think someone that is a mod's got to put the link in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you type in her name, one of our mods can drop her link.
Oh.
So if you just type her name in the comments.
What if I put
Or-
the link in this chat? Can
Yeah,
I'll do
try
that
that.
Oh, let me see the private chat. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
All right, I can. Yep, that worked. I can. I see it
Cool.
now. Copy link, and then I'll put it in the regular comments, and then we can all follow her on IG.
Yeah, definitely do. And their commissions are open. They're looking for some more work. So if you're looking for something, just let them know I sent you.
Possum guts, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm writing it down just that way I don't have to go back through my own chat here to get the link. Yeah, don't sleep on my chuck roast.
That's right.
How does Chuck feel about that though?
Roasted.
All right. Number 11 with a personal story, sir.
Okay. So I am a Star Wars guy. That is if I had to give up everything except for and hold on to one thing, Star Wars is my forever love. I absolutely love the universe. I love the endless possibilities it feels like you can have. And that's my thing. With that, Clone Wars is an absolutely incredible show that I really, really love. And I wanted to get a Clone Wars #1 for a while. I was just kind of holding off. And it finally grabbed one because I knew this was my opportunity, because there was a convention with 6 voice actors from the show. And so I ended up getting not only those 6 signed, but then there was a convention like a month later where I got an additional. So I got 7 signatures on here on my Clone Wars #1. And so we got Ashley Eckstein, which is Ahsoka. We got Matt Lanter, which is Anakin. We got what's his name? He's Mace Windu. Terrence Carson.
Mm-hmm.
We got this one was supposed to be red, but the red didn't show up, so I had to sign over it with silver. That's the only kind of bummer on this one. But that's I can't think of his name right now, but he does Darth Maul, and he's also I think he's done some Sidious for some games and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you're talking about? Oh my god, I know exactly who you're talking about. This is pissing me off.
I
so
know.
much right
I know. I can't think of his name right now.
No, Ray Park is the live actor.
No. Yeah, he's the voice from Clone Wars, which is
no, he's in that show where a vampire and a werewolf live together with a ghost.
Yep. He was in that. I haven't watched that show, but I know he does some live action stuff as well. Yeah. And
he's on Being Human.
Breaking me.
I love
and he is
Googling.
Sam Witwer.
Googling.
Sam
Witwer. Yeah. So Sam Witwer down there. We got James Arnold Taylor up here, which does Obi-Wan, but kind of even cooler than I think most people care about Obi-Wan, but he also does Plo Koon, and I think Plo Koon's voice is one of the damn coolest voice. Probably him and Cad Bane are like the coolest voices on the whole damn show. Sadly, I don't have him. Yeah, but like I know Plo Koon isn't on there a ton, but he's just such a cool character, and his episodes are really good. And then Phil Lamar, Kit Fisto. Some of y'all might know him as Samurai Jack as well,
or Jon Stewart, Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern. Yeah, he's done a bunch of cool stuff. And then the last one we have is D. Bradley Baker, which voices every single clone, which is just absolutely crazy. Because for those of you that haven't watched the show, I have absolutely no idea how many clones he plays, but he gives them they all have pretty much the same voice, but they all have their own personality. You can hear just the voice and not even be saying anything, and you can tell what clone that is because he does such a ridiculously good job of giving them personalities. He does the voice of the Bad Batch, which like a spin-off show.
He's been a voice actor like forever. Like
he does a billion
like
things.
There's hardly anything that's animated that he hasn't been a part of.
Right.
Yeah. But so he's doing the Bad Batch right now, where he plays the like 5 main characters. That's craziness.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Hopefully he gets 5 salaries.
Yeah, I would hope so. He gets a lot of money for it.
Well, that's not even counting all the additional side characters, all the other clones he plays, and I think he does even then still some like random. I don't know so much for probably not on this show, but I know when he was working on Clone Wars, they would just be like, "Oh, we need this alien, is a bartender and says 2 lines. Will you say something?" And he was just kind of like a on spot, just filling.
Listen, I want to feel bad for him, but I'm pretty sure he got a hefty paycheck this time around.
Right? Yeah, he's doing okay for himself.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. But for someone that, and if those of you that don't know, I do some amateur voice work myself, and that's just so like awe-inspiring to especially if you watch like any videos with him, because he just reads the script straight through. He does all the characters as they're talking to each other, and just hopping right back and forth between the voices. No pause or nothing. It's really,
which isn't
really
easy
cool
to do.
No,
right.
Especially even vocally is one thing, but to like switch to like the cadence and the way that character moves, and like it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about. But
now is there any one signature that you need still on there, and would you crack the slab to get it?
Okay, so like I did mention, I don't have Cad Bane on here. He'd be really cool to get. I don't have Matthew Wood. I don't have him. He does General Grievous and all the battle droids. That'd be cool. Whether I'd crack him for him, I don't know, because I'm pretty happy, and it's pretty filled out. The only one 100% that I would crack this thing in a heartbeat would be Dave Filoni. But I don't think that's probably going to happen anytime soon. So
yeah,
he's a pretty
Star
busy
Wars
man.
Was Freddie Prinze Jr. part of for a voice?
He was in Rebels, and then I think he was in like maybe one episode of Bad Batch.
Okay.
Strangely enough, he played the child version of his character.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have cast someone differently, because he has a very deep voice, which was very strange to hear on a little child.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, so he was in Rebels, which I don't think they ever made a comic for, sadly enough. Otherwise, I probably would.
Not directly.
Yeah. Oh no, they did the Kanan series. That's what it was.
They did, but that still was.
Yeah.
They were there loosely, but that wasn't their show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be a cool one to try to track down signatures on that though as well. Could be a fun.
Yeah, great
fun
book
to do
though.
later on.
7 signatures is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, so this one, like I said, this is my favorite book in my collection. Unfortunately, because I ended up buying this one graded because this was it's one of those books that's like kind of hard to find raw because everyone grades them. And it was, I think, before the Ahsoka show dropped. So it was like in this weird time period where you could find them on eBay, but there wasn't like as many. But they were all graded. So I bought a 9. No, it was an 8.5. That's what it was, an 8.5, and I was hoping to get it up to a 9.0. But then, goddamn, Terrence Carson grabbed the book and roughed it right out of my hand, and just added little bins and shit into it. And these are paint pen markers, and I asked, a few different people, pressing people, and they're like, yeah, I wouldn't press that book again because you'll probably pick up the ink. In any kind of, I know there's cold presses and hot presses and different types of things. They're like, nah, you probably shouldn't do it. Just
that's okay. You're turning that book into a mega collector's item with all those signatures.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's for me. I had a good feeling. I was like, I think we can get it up to a 9, and maybe we could have.
And these people that do signings should know how to handle books by now, though.
He was the last person I did that day. So again, I got 6 on that day. And so
Gary,
5 people.
Gary.
And he's an older guy too. I think some, especially if you're not like into collecting, I think some people a little bit older don't really realize that like people care about stuff like that. Because like in contrast, when I got Matt Lanter's signature, which he was the second person I got on there, or maybe third. I think it was third actually, second or third. I can't remember. But so he's starting to sign it, and I'm telling him my plan. I'm going to get everybody there, and he's like, "Wow, that's really cool. These go for a lot of money when you get everyone on there." And he was, just really cool, kind of geeking out with me a little bit, Nice. So that was a very fun experience. And then Terrence Carson was just like, give me the thing. He was nice. I don't want to say, but like just in his mannerisms, he was just just like, give me the book, let me sign it. All right, cool. Here you go.
Sign. Yeah, he didn't look at it the same way.
Yeah.
Now run along.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the way some of them are. It's like sign it, move on, sign it. Move. They're all business. I mean, some of them are all business. Some of them want to take a minute to talk to you. It just depends on who you get.
Yeah. And you never know. Because like I was really excited to meet D. Bradley Baker. Like I said, big fan of his work. But he definitely seemed tired and like not talkative. And I was just like, well, damn. Like, okay.
I mean, imagine if you were there for like 7 hours and it's hour 7 and you're just, you've seen like, I don't know, 2,000 people come through, and you try, you run out of original material after the first, I don't know, 50 people.
Yeah. And he's one that he's one that his line is long the whole time, so he's done a lot and got a lot more to go. So I get it. But
all right, well, let's see that spec pick.
Okay, so I don't really do any spec anymore. I used to, when I first got into it, around that, COVID time, I enjoyed the spec game, not really in a money making aspect way. It was more like a gambling, not like I was gambling my money, but like I just love that rush of like,
right,
to be proven right, and it's like, all right, cool, Now, granted, everything was going up then, so I guess everybody felt right all the time. But so this is a book a bit more just to show off. But I am really excited for the show coming out. And I am really, really hoping that this is going to be done right. We got Daredevil.
Oh, nice.
Number 1 and a 1.0. Is that White Pages too, just to shock us?
No, this is off White Pages. Now this one is and so kind of why a lot of things are coming down right now, but I do think that you can actually pick this book up decently reasonable. I think if Daredevil is a character that means a lot to you, I definitely would try to pick it up right now instead of waiting a little later, because I do think if the show is a hit, and I'm really, really hoping. Like I said, I think the Daredevil Netflix series is like pretty much damn near perfect. And so if they can hold up somewhat that level,
right?
I
really want them to bring back Elodie Young as Elektra.
I thought she was good.
Oh yeah, I thought she was good, and she's gorgeous.
I didn't mind her so much. I think kind of structurally what they did with her was a little weird. So it's like a weird feeling for me. Because honestly, what I really loved about that part of the show was more so the hand. The hand was terrifying during that season 2 of Daredevil. Like they weren't like that at any other point. It was so wild to go from that then to go to Defenders, where the hand were like just a bunch of pushovers and nothing, Where in season 2 Daredevil, they were like, "Holy shit, this is scary,"
Oh yeah, and I tell you, like they got Vanessa coming back too, which I think is great because D'Onofrio's scenes with her are always really great. Yeah. Like those two got great on-screen chemistry, and they both play like we're evil and we're out for us really well.
Yeah, because it is this weird, like they do care for each other, but maybe also Vanessa's really just like she loves controlling the powerful person type thing is what I got a lot out of that as well. And so because like that's a different form of power, like where Fisk is this big imposing strong guy, but like she makes him bend to him, or wait, other way around. He bends to her. There we go.
Right.
Right.
And like that's that's really the most powerful character then, really,
I mean, who could blame him?
No, yeah, fair enough. But
that's just a great book to have in the collection as a whole. But I think you're right. If this next show takes off, which they've already started filming, they showed clips, little clips of pictures of Bernthal and the other two actors. So I mean, I'm trying to think of who would be the villain.
I'm hoping.
Well, I thought they were bringing back. They were bringing back.
D'Onofrio?
No. They're bringing him back, but come on now, Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with bringing back Bullseye.
I like him. I think, I think getting the Marvelized version of him will be great.
Well, I think getting like him actually as Bullseye will be cool.
Yeah,
like, that's what I meant by Marvelized.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, but he was good as a fake Daredevil in season 3 though.
Right.
Oh yeah. I liked everything they did with him. But it did kind of suck when we thought there wasn't going to be a continuation from that, and we had the end teaser where he gets this adamantium spine and everything. And it's like, well, damn, I was kind of hoping to see more from that, but we'll see, I guess.
Well, we might now.
Yeah,
never know. But yeah, great book.
Pick it up, y'all.
Banger.
Alrighty, well.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll go around the horn here. Jim, we're gonna start with you, like we do every Thursday, sir. What's going on with you?
Well, I have to go look for a new place to dig. I got my phone call today, and the guy was not having it. I pitched my best pitch, and everything he'd say, I'd have a rebuttal to. I thought I did it well, but the old man doesn't want to come off of it, so I got to find a new place to dig. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna start maybe doing a show called How to Trigger Cliff, and then I'll just put the entire show will just be everything that Cliff likes. I'm just going to go the opposite side, and then he can rebut back. What do you think?
Well, that and you have to have Brian Michael Bendis on the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's 100% there.
And every actress who's ever played Amanda Waller.
What if you're sitting there, you got Cliff in the call, you're kind of poking him a little bit, and then you're like, oh, our surprise guest is here, and then you bring Michael Bendis into the call.
That's right.
Now,
got to figure out a way to get him.
I haven't heard about your Amanda Waller beef though, Cliff.
I don't like how she's forcibly being elevated as a villain in DC. I always just appreciated her as a misguided anti-hero working within the government. My Amanda Waller is basically Justice League Unlimited Amanda Waller. So like all these wins, the fact that she's like, oh, go ahead and mess with me, Trigon, I'm prepared. I don't feel anyone has ever written anything for her to earn where she's at. We've got a summer event coming, and the villains are the new Queen Brainiac, right? 13th level or higher intelligence, which also, if you're a writer, that's a bad idea, right? Because you're not that smart. So how are you writing that character? And then we got Zurinar Failsafe as the other main threat. And between them, right, I'm supposed to believe that these two super genius living computers where organic and computer mastery are fused together, these two bastards, Amanda Waller is pulling the strings, right? Because that makes sense.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to think around her, right?
The top 10 smartest people of the DC Earth universe.
They just can't figure out Amanda Waller, huh? Okay, I can see how that's a beef.
And at the
maybe
same
Lex
time,
Luthor, but
have they been Lex Luthor at least Lex Luthor has the groundwork, and as they've been pounding the pavement with her, we've got no Justice League, which is cool. I think having stuff missing for a while to make the fans miss it is a good idea, but they're trying to elevate the Titans. They've not written a single thing worthy of elevating the Titans. And then we have Beast World, and in reality, they're losers in Beast World, and she's yet another winner. So now your prime team that you got at the forefront of your books, you're making them look like a bunch of jackholes with not a great momentum on story, and all for her to build up her character on their broken backs. And then the reveal of Dr. Hate being evil Raven Trigon. Oh no, I've seen it 1,000 times before. 1,000 times before.
Right. Lazy.
I'm so sorry. I really got Trigger Jim really got me.
I like the rebrand.
Going to get a lot more love at
Jim.
Heroes
There's
Con.
the series name.
There you go.
So Cliff, what's coming up for you?
There's a new series called Trigger Jim, Triggers Cliff. The pilot episode was filmed right here tonight. At the end of the month, which let's look at the calendar. So next week you are not doing a show, correct, Gary?
I am. I have next week I have Bub's Comics on Tuesday on the 1011. And then on Thursday we have John's Comics with Kids.
On Thursday?
Yeah.
So I'll see all of you next Thursday. I'll be with Gary and John so that I can do my best to bring the best out of John's Comics with Kids while I ignore my trivia show some more. And
are you gonna co-host again with Trigger Jim and I?
Yes, absolutely. Why not?
Nice. I'll send you the link.
I think John would love that. And but yeah, look, hey, in seriousness, Sundays, the movies with the Council of Comics, and we do our reviews of films. We just started the trilogy that I chose, which is the Unbreakable, Split, and Glass movies. So we're doing Unbreakable Sunday. Monday nights, it's New Keys and Hot Comics at 8 p.m. And of course now, Sunday nights, Papa Wheelie is a semi-permanent fixture with us. And Monday night, C-Bizzle. Oh, I guess C-Bizzle's a permanent fixture with us Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. And now, because We have some behind the scene issues. New Comic Book Day will be live for the foreseeable future on the Council of Comics, 8 p.m. Wednesday nights, where you'll see the council and we'll talk about our new picks and some other stuff. And
wow, that's crazy.
It's kind of crazy. It's fun. It's a lot. It's a lot. And apparently I'm everywhere. And even when I try not to be everywhere, I'll like see a message. It's like, oh, can you do, is anyone free? And I'm free.
I'll do it.
Yes. I'm like, well, I'm happy to do it. Marco is lovely. And these are some great books. I very much admired the 7 signatures on Clone Wars #1. I loved all the sketch variants. Not variants. I love the genuine sketch covers. Stuart Sager's being my favorite because I love Stuart. And this was a great show. Thank you for having me.
You'll have to show me your Sager sketch at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I do. Do you see the? Hold on.
Well, while he's doing that, so obviously that's what I got coming up next week. We have Bub's Comics on the 23rd, John's Comics with Kids on the 25th, and then we're going to end the month with Comic Mag Musings, Bill, on the 30th. So it's a great week and a half coming up. But then you're going to want to be here on May 2nd because we're having the board game edition of the 1011 with Milt, who's bringing all board games. So we're doing something different. We're changing it up.
Nice.
You'll be here. It's a Thursday, Jim. You'll be here for that one.
Right on. I like a good board game.
And Marco, what's coming up for you?
So like I said, the big thing is going to be C2E2. I'm super excited for that. Now, granted, I am working there. Again, I work at a shop, so I'm not going to have, a ton of free time. Mainly, I want to get at least a sketch cover done. Like I said, Villalobos, Art Adams, Frank Cho's there, but from what I can see from Frank Cho, I think he will just make his own sketch covers and then sometimes sell those rather than doing commissions. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. But anyway, there's quite a few good artists, so we'll see. Hopefully I get to come out with something and hopefully I can afford something. Other than that, every Tuesday I do my new books of the week. So again, since I work at a shop, I get to, get my stuff a little bit early, and I'll go ahead and get some stuff read and tell y'all what I think about them. I already have, everything, or not everything. It depends on how many books came out that week and how much time I had. But, I try to get a good chunk of them read so I can go ahead and tell you if I liked them. And, I don't do any spoilers or nothing, but just kind of what I thought about them. And then after we talk about the books of that week, we do the FOC order. So if y'all don't know about the FOC order, it's looking out, a month ahead of time, and go ahead and put in your orders in and see what's coming up. And
right, there you go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marco.
I was just gonna say, and then in 3 weeks from now is my birthday, and it's going to be on a Tuesday, so it'll be a special birthday episode.
Nice.
All right, right on.
And Cliff, you had something you were going to show?
Oh, but this was Dexter Vines. I was like, Dexter Vines Wolverine sketch variant. Or not variant, sketch cover.
Right? I know, you get variant stuck in your mind,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I gotta find my Stewart stuff. It's somewhere.
Well, see, you got to find the Stewart one, and at some point, somehow, some way, we have to have people vote on it, because I think
you
mine's
don't have
the best.
to, because with every passing moment, I think yours is superior.
Okay, you don't want to fight the battle. Okay, I see how it is.
Well, no, the thing is number one, when will I find it?
Well, okay, fair enough.
And number two, my Power Girl is not as cool as your Dracula. I know that.
I'd still love to see it, though.
Oh, I'm going to show it to you as soon as I find it. That's going to definitely happen.
Did you say earlier on you had some questions for me or something? Or did?
Oh, do you want them? Because I got them, baby. I got them.
I just randomly remembered that, but yeah.
Because I was prepping up for.
You got distracted being angry.
Oh, I got distracted being angry. That's just my new thing. All right. What sparked your interest in comic books?
I always was into, nerdy things, and Star Wars and Marvel, but I was like, was watching shows and stuff. I never went to a comic book shop or anything when I was a kid. It wasn't until I started working at a shop. Now, granted, the shop does Funkos and action figures and other things. I actually started working there to help them out with action figures because they didn't know much about them, and I did. So I started working there, but then, you work anywhere and you start doing other things. And so I started helping out with the comics, and I started seeing some that looked cool, and I would, started buying some. And then it was Donny Cates' Thor run. When I read that, and I was like, all right, I'm in.
Very nice. Very nice. Of these three things, which do you enjoy most about collecting? Is it the storytelling? Is it the characters? Is it the artwork?
That's so rough. Because I think when you're looking at new comics, at least I guess from my perspective, I first look at it through the art. The art's going to draw me in. Or I guess it could be characters too, because I do look at characters. But even like stuff that I might know nothing about or whatever, I might check it out. And if the art's cool, like, okay, might, go in that direction and see what it's about. But the story is what keeps you with something. So I don't know. I think they're so...
They're all so intertwined that it's hard to pick.
That's good, but I feel like you called it out right with the art first. All right. Do you want more? Because I got more.
As long as Gary will permit it, I'm here for I don't care how long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would like to wrap it up within the next 10 minutes.
I'll do one more then. One more.
Just because I want to keep it rewatchable on the rewind.
Gotcha.
Unlike the 24 hours Jigathon happening with Jigs right now. But look.
Just a shout out to channel supporter Koriko. She's always here. Thank you so much. Always great seeing you.
All right. Is there a particular storyline or series that you highly recommend to new readers?
To new readers? Oh, man, if somebody was like hopping into comics and saying, what should I read? I haven't read anything. Right at this moment, I'd be like, hop on Geiger.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think
hop on Rook. Rook's going to be
but like get with Geiger, and then when they're done with that, and then I'm like, okay, now you got to hop on Junkyard Joe and Rook and Redcoat. And
you're too nice. I would be like, this series are all Ghost Machine. Go enjoy them. Come back to me.
No.
Are you kidding? You can't go wrong. 48 pages. For $3.99, it's the best deal out there. The artwork is gorgeous. The storytelling's great. Yeah. I would sell it like candy to people.
Out of the van.
I love my interpretation and no out of a comic book store.
All right.
Yeah, well, see, I mean, that's what's cool because I do fall in that like those situations a lot, and obviously sometimes they'll be more direct, like I'm looking for Batman or whatever, but if somebody's just like a blank slate, it's really cool. Or even if they are a comic reader and they haven't, for example, checked out Geiger or something, it's a really cool feeling to be like, hey, go check this out, and then they come back to you like a week or two later and they're like, thank you so much for telling me about that was so sick.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
All right, and with that, guys, we are gonna get out of here. I want to say thank you to my co-host. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Jim, as always. Thank you, Marco, for being our guest this week. And of course, we can't do this without the audience because it's no fun without them. Thank you all who tuned in and watched us tonight. The show was off the rails and a lot of fun. We got a few trigger moments in there, which were hilarious. And it's just a fun time. But thank you all so much. And you know how I like to end this with keep it casual, and we'll see you on the next one, gents.